Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Iron here. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys my favorite tips and tricks to make your backpacking trips more enjoyable. Welcome to the first episode of Backpacking Hacks. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you like backpacking. And yeah, let's jump in. I think you guys are gonna be really stoked on these. All right, so it's always my goal to come back from a backpacking trip feeling better than when I started the trip. And one of the best ways to do that is to maximize the efficiency of your brakes and resting in a proper way. So, you know, as you hike, you've got all your blood flowing down to your lower extremities. You're carrying a lot of weight on your back. So when I do take a break, instead of just sitting down, I like to lay down in Savasana, or corpse pose. Basically, you're just laying down on the ground, back on the ground, arms and legs at 45-degree angles. So yeah, you could, I guess, imagine a corpse laying down. And it's one of the best yoga poses, I guess you could call it, to give your body rest while you're hiking. They say 15 minutes of Savasana gives your body the same amount of recovery as 2 hours of sleep, which is pretty crazy. So what I like to do is find a slightly sloped ground to do it on, and I put my feet on the upper angle. Blood is able to flow back towards my head, and that just really helps my feet be able to rest more. I'm all about efficiency, so what I like to do also is take my shoes and socks off. So this enables my feet to dry out, my socks to dry out, so I get to do that while I rest. And there's actually one other really cool thing about doing it that way: earthing. So if you're always wearing shoes and you're always sleeping on an insulated surface, your body never really has a lot of time to connect straight to the earth. And there are lots of studies out now that show that earthing reduces inflammation. Yeah, that's really what you want. I've got a perfect setup right here. I'm out in the Lost Coast right now. I'm on a 7-day backpacking trip. So got a nice flat ground here, and it's slightly sloped up. Yeah, so I'll lay down in this position for 5, maybe 10 minutes. So yeah, I can already feel moisture in my socks here. So yeah, 5 to 15 minutes is a good amount of time to let everything dry out and let your body recover. If you do this every few hours while you're hiking, it's gonna make a huge difference to how your entire body recovers. So I've got my legs at the top of the slant, and I'm just gonna lay down like this. Yeah, and that's just really gonna help you recover everything from your back to your legs to your feet. Yeah, it feels really good laying down on the ground like that. All right, you guys, me and my good friend Dave just finished this backpacking trip, and we're repacking gear, and we are headed to an area about 3 hours from here for another trip. We're gonna surprise Dave right now and ask him what his favorite backpacking hack is. Dave.
Yeah.
If you could only teach somebody one backpacking hack off the top of your head, your all-time favorite one, what would it be?
Bring 2/3 of the food you think you need.
That is an excellent hack. You can actually go, I think, like almost a month without eating. So people are usually super over concerned about, you know, I see a lot of supposed experts say to bring an extra day of food, which is really just ridiculous because, yeah, you're not going to need it. You're carrying extra weight. Most of us, myself included, we have a little extra fat to burn. So,
I got another tip.
What's that?
Also bring caffeine pills, because if you're in places that you have an emergency scenario and you have to suddenly wake up to get out of somewhere, that's the ticket for prolonged energy. Also, if you have a long day of hiking and you don't have water access and you like afternoon coffee, you can't have it if you don't have enough water. You just want to be drinking all your water. So the caffeine pill's the ticket. I'm a caffeine addict though, so.
If you guys want to take that to another level, Adderall.
Adderall's great for hiking too. It's just very addictive. I can't handle it. I'm
just kidding.
I'm not.
Stay away from drugs, kids.
You got a prescription, take it.
Alright, you guys, this is one of my all-time favorite backpacking hacks, and this one is super counterintuitive. If you were to cook anything on a stove or your jet boil, and you were left with just, your food remnants, and you wanted to clean your pot out, typically you would think you need water, but there's a way better solution. It is just finding a little pile of dirt or leaves or duff, and here, I'll show you guys real quick. So I just had a cup of soup. Got a dirty pot here. And this actually has a better impact on the environment. So instead of putting the remnants of your food into a small creek or a water source that could feed into a wilderness area, you're not doing that, which is really good. So we got a spot right here. Got some leaves, some dirt, got my pot. I just grabbed a handful of this stuff. Just kind of scrub it around there. Yeah, this is especially helpful if you're cooking anything with oils. I use olive oil in a lot of the meals that I make, so the dirt, the leaves, they just soak that up. All right, so that was 2 rounds there. You can already see this thing is almost spotless. All right, we're gonna go one more round. Caring about the environment, just don't use anything live. Don't pull I try to avoid using live moss or anything live. So use dirt, use fallen leaves. Yeah, just something that's not growing. All right, so we're gonna do our last pass here. All right, there we go. Spotless pot there. Yeah, and don't be worried about the dirt. A lot of these tiny microbes are actually really good for your health. So this is one of my all-time favorite backpacking hacks, and this helps me get a way better night's sleep out here. Getting a good night's sleep is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself when you're out here on these trips. So yeah, and just having a good night's sleep, just in case you didn't know, I mean, that's when your body recovers, which is huge, especially if you're hiking a lot. Your body recovers, and also you're just gonna have more energy the next day. So, I mean, those are 2 of the most important things that you can have when you're out here on these trips. So, I just started using a sleep mask. This has just been really awesome. It's super lightweight, easy to put on, and what this does, it blocks out all light. So, most tents have some are a little bit see-through, and depending on, how bright the moon is, there's gonna be some light filtering through, and you'd be surprised how sensitive our eyes are to light when we're sleeping. A lot more sensitive than I would have thought previously. So, been wearing this every night. It also adds a little bit of warmth to my face, which has been nice in these colder temps. And then I've also been wearing a pair of silicone earplugs. So, I mean, I found on almost every trip that I go on, I'm more on alert just because I'm not at home. So, anytime the wind blows, or if it's raining, or, I'm hearing sticks breaking outside, that's a guaranteed wake up. So the combination of these 2 just kind of puts me in isolation. So I recently started using this Aura ring, and this actually tracks my sleep, which tracks when I wake up in the night. It tracks my deep sleep, my REM sleep. Also tracks my resting heart rate and heart rate variability. So I've actually been able to test how well I sleep. And I've been testing with and without this setup. Yeah, I wake up way less throughout the night with the eye mask and the earplugs. So let me show you guys this app. Super cool. So it looks like I got a 93 sleep score last night, which is really, really good. Short days right now. So gonna spend a lot of time in the tent, which is nice. Yeah, and these little white spikes are times that I woke up in the middle of the night. So it looks like only a couple times last night, which is pretty good. I feel like on some trips, you know, I'm waking up constantly through the night. So yeah, I've been able to test this firsthand, and yeah, for me, this is gonna come on every single backpacking trip that I ever go on. And then one other thing that I think is just one of the most awesome pieces of gear ever when it comes to getting a good night's sleep is having a proper pillow. Now, I know a lot of backpackers will use extra clothes. I've tried that. There's two problems there. Your extra clothes are not going to be as comfortable as this pillow. Problem number one. Problem number two, a lot of times you might be wearing all your clothes and you don't have anything to use. So even though I try to go as ultra lightweight as possible, one of the reasons I try to go ultra light is so I can carry stuff like this. You know, if I cut down on my gear, you know, in the places I can, then for me to carry an extra few ounces is no big deal. So I've tested out a few pillows in the past, and I really, really enjoy this Sea to Summit Aeros pillow. It's good size, it's got a nice felt top. They came out with a new pillow that had a down top to it that looked really sweet. So I decided to test that out. I actually never ended up using it because the top layer was nylon. It wasn't this this kind of microfiber, and that's huge for me, having that soft feeling to it. So I ended up returning that, and I never used it. And this is my pillow of choice still. And yeah, just so having this pillow, sleep mask, and earplugs really, really helps me get an awesome night's sleep out here.
All right, so we're getting ready to cross this creek. Here's my maneuver if the water's gonna be deep. You take your shoes, stuff the socks in them, and then tie them around your neck because you want both hands on the poles for balance when you're going through something deep. If it's shallow, it doesn't really matter. The deep stuff is probably the best bet.